Yes.
Hi, I'm Amanda.
Hi.
Very nice to meet you.
Nice to
Thank you
meet
so
you.
much. Please come in.
Okay, thank you.
Are you enjoying this nice fall weather?
I am.
Have a seat there.
Thank goodness it's not colder.
It really has cooled off nicely, hasn't
It
it?
really has.
Good deal. Well, thank you so much for coming in and seeing me today. Now,
Thank you.
is that the paperwork that our office sent to you?
Yes, it is.
Great.
I printed it out. And
Did you get a chance to look over it?
I did.
Okay,
I did.
awesome. You mind?
Yeah, definitely.
What I thought I'd do, if you don't mind, is I'd like to just go over some of the highlights of it with you, just
Okay.
and give you a chance to answer any questions that you may have, and then I'll have you sign it when we're done if you feel comfortable with everything. So I wanted to tell you, first of all, I'm really thankful that you're here. Thank you so much for coming here to our office, and we're pleased to have you as a client. And I wanted to let you know that we are going to be doing everything that we can to work with you in this journey of your life, to help you work through some of the challenges that you're facing, and we're going to be giving you our highest standard of care and service. Now, if at any point you feel as though there's a concern that you have, I would invite you to come and talk with me about it, and we'll do our very best to resolve it. But if for any reason we're unable to resolve it, then we'll be willing to provide you with a referral. And I also want to let you know that we are not psychiatrists here, and so if you're in need of any medication, then we could refer you to a psychiatrist as appropriate if that was a need that you would have. Okay. Also, just wanted to talk with you a little bit about the nature of our relationship. This is going to be a professional relationship, so that means that our interactions will be labeled to our therapy sessions. And if I were to run into you, say, out in public somewhere, then I would not approach you. If you want to approach me, that's fine, but it's to protect your confidentiality, and I will not be able to discuss your case out in public. Okay? Also, I should mention about the fees. So you got a chance to look over the fee amounts and everything? Okay,
yes,
very good.
Yes,
and we do offer sliding scales if people have financial need, but did you feel comfortable with the fee schedule as it was outlined? Okay.
I understand it.
Okay, very good. We know that things come up, so if you were to need to cancel for some reason, we do ask that you give us 24 hours notice.
Okay.
If you're not able to give us 24 hours notice, we will need to charge you for half of the fee.
Okay.
And if for some reason you were to have, now of course if there's some life-threatening emergency or something, then we would waive that, we would be flexible. But if for some reason you were to have 2 no-call, no-shows, then we would no longer be able to serve you. But we would be happy to give you a referral in that case, okay?
Great.
I also wanted to talk with you about confidentiality. Everything that you share here with me is going to be held in the strictest of confidence, but there are 5 exceptions to that I want to talk with you about, okay? The first one is if I were to determine that you are going to be you're a threat to yourself or to someone else of some type of harm, okay? The second scenario would be if you were to disclose whether it be physical or emotional or sexual abuse or neglect of an elderly person, a disabled person, or a child. That would be something I would have to report. Okay. Thirdly, we also, if you were to disclose that you've had any kind of sexual contact with a mental health professional, we have to disclose that as well. The fourth scenario would be if a court were to order me to release the records, then I would have to comply with that. And then the last exception would be if you were to put in writing authorization for me to release your records to someone, then I could do so. Okay. But aside from those 5 exceptions, everything we talk about will be held in strict confidence. Okay. So those are kind of the highlights of the business side of things. Do you have any questions about anything that I've shared with you?
No, not that I can think of.
Okay. Well, if any come up for you at any time, please feel free to reach out and let me know. Okay. All right. Well, great. Well, if you feel good about everything and you're comfortable with it, if you don't mind going ahead and signing there. Thank you very much. Okay. Well, now that we've got all that business out of the way, again, thanks again for coming in.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, what brings you here today?
Well, the past couple months, I guess it's just kind of been a downhill for me. I just recently lost my job.
Oh wow.
Yeah, mentioned having a couple of layoffs and everything, and I was really kind of fearful that it was going to be me. And it was just last week that my boss just brought me in and laid me off, and so I just had no preparation. So now I'm unemployed and everything, and then also within this month my dad just passed away.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he's been having a muscular dystrophy for the past couple of years, and it just kind of got too much, and he passed away. So.
Caitlin, I'm so sorry to hear that. You have been through a lot in a very short amount of time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been very overwhelming, especially now since I think my mom's having a real hard time with it too. I mean, we both are, but and they didn't have a very good marriage, even though it's kind of when you're older, you know, the loneliness and everything. So my mom has kind of been pressuring me to come in and live with her and everything, and it's just kind of pulling me because I'm trying to pick my own life up, you know, since I just got fired, and then I'm trying to tell my mom and my family situation up, and then at the same time I'm trying to take my time for myself to grieve and for the loss of my father and everything. So that's kind of where I've been these past couple months, and it's just I've also been trying to look to alcohol, you know, the more. That's also why I'm here, is just because I feel like I've been dealing more and more of my problems with alcohol. I keep turning to, you know, drinking, having, you know, maybe, you know, 4 glasses of wine at night by myself, and it's just getting to be too much. And I just wanted to come in before, you know, I hit rock bottom, because I feel like I'm on my way there.
Sure.
So.
Well, you know, Caitlin, it takes a tremendous amount of courage to realize when your life is, I mean, you've had a lot of tough stuff going on in a very short period of time, and I hear, it seems to me as though this, I would imagine, be very overwhelming to have it all happen at once.
It really is. I'm being pulled in so many. I just know I need to do what's best for me and start looking for jobs, start, you know, just doing my own thing. And then, but my mom just has this pressure on me to, you know, come and live with her, and it's just not. I mean, it is what I want to do, but not really. Like, I know it's not what's best for me right now. Definitely, you know, I'm an adult. There's no need for it. I think I'm gonna hurt for my mom too, because she's feeling so low, especially right now. I just feel so lonely, and I'm feeling lonely too. I just don't know I just don't know what to do.
Of course. Well, I'm really glad that you've come in and talked with me, and you know, I do see, you know, I know that when you're going through so much all at once, sometimes it can be really hard to see the positives and the strengths that are in a situation, but I see a lot of those in you, Caitlin. I think the fact that your mom is wanting you to come and stay with her, for one, shows that she's wanting to reach out to you, that she sees you as a source of strength and comfort, and while that may be more than what you're able to do right now, I think it does attest to the type of person that you are, that she would honor you in that way and want you to be there. And I also have to really commend you for your courage in coming in here and talking with me about all of this, and being willing to be open and authentic, because you know, it's difficult to work through issues if people are not able to be completely honest with themselves about them. And the fact that you're just putting it out there, and you're honest about, you know, the alcohol struggle and different things. I think it takes courage to do that, but you are definitely taking some important steps on your journey to recovery by doing that.
I hope so, because it just feels like there's just been steps backwards this whole past couple of months. But that's very affirming for you to say that, because I think I needed to come. I needed to do this for myself. So.
Good. Well, you mentioned that, you know, with your mom wanting you to be there, it sounds like that expectation is kind of there. Is that kind of woven into kind of the family value system, would you say?
Definitely. My mom moved in with her mom, or my grandma, you know, when my grandpa passed away. So it is definitely kind of like a, you know, like it's kind of expected.
Sure.
So that puts a lot of pressure on me, because it's like the expectations, you know.
It can be scary sometimes to go against what have been, to consider going against what have been deeply held traditions that are important in a family. So maybe as we continue to talk, we'll talk about, like, what would it look like for you to have a conversation conversation with your mom about possibly deviating from that tradition, what effect it would have on your family for you to make such a decision. And we've got time to talk about this, but we'll work through that, because we also want to honor your mom and honor, you know, the values and the expectations that you bring with your family background. That's important. So, well, good.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Well, I look forward to continued conversation, and we'll come up with a goal, some goals for you, and a plan, and to meet those goals. And I look forward to continuing on this journey. Is there any other questions or things that you'd like to share with me before we get into that?
I can't really think of any right now.
Okay.
But yeah, that would be great.
Okay,
That sounds
great.
Very, very
All right.
helpful.
All right. Well, let's get into that then.
Okay.